Hello, my name is Frank Silverman. I'm the Executive Director of the Martial Arts Industry Association, and I'm going to talk to you about a topic that I've talked about a long time ago, but it's about opening up new schools. So now if you're not ready to open up a new school, this is still very relevant information for you. But just recently at a seminar in Los Angeles, I was asked by somebody, they were ready to open up their second school, and what are the things that I look for in a location. So not whether they're ready to open up a school or not, that's not the topic. The topic is, what are the things? So I kind of came up with 5 things for this person. And I will tell you the very first 3 are the most important, and then the second 2 are important, but I'll explain through. Number 1, the very first thing I want to do is I want to know the household income. Okay? If I have my choice between opening up in an area that has the average person is making $100,000 a year, or if the average person is on food stamps, which am I going to do? I'm not saying that the people that are on food stamps shouldn't be in martial arts. I'm just saying the people that are earning $100,000 a year are more apt to make their payments. And if I'm going to go sign a lease and commit, I want to know that I'm in an area where people can afford to train. Number 2, I want to know how many children in the area or how many children are in the households in the area. So we typically look at number 1 and number 2 in a 1 mile, 3 mile, and a 5 mile, and really focus on the 3 mile and 1 mile area, because people just tend not to travel as far, or there may be another school within a 5 mile radius for sure. So we want to know how many children there are in the households, what percent. If we can get 40 to 50%, that's a real solid number. We really like that. In Orlando, we have some areas that are well above 50% households with children in them. Now, that being said, why is that important? It's important to us because the bulk of our business is for children. Now, if you were opening up an MMA school where you don't teach children, you might have a different criteria for that. Maybe you want to know the households that have 18 to 35-year-old males. All this information is available to you. You can find it out on the web and by a small amount of money purchasing these statistics. But that being said, we want to know the households with children, and most people watching this will agree that that's the bigger part of their market. If not, just tweak that for you. Number 3, because of what I just said, we also like to know how many elementary schools are in an area. Okay, that's very important to us. 1, it's important if you do an after-school program, but 2, that helps solidify your idea of how many households have children. It helps solidify knowing that those numbers are correct. If you hear that there's 50% of the households have children and there's not an elementary school for 10 miles, you got to question those numbers. But also, we work very seriously and sincerely with elementary schools, so it's an opportunity for us to work in partnership with them. So household income, amount of households with children, we take a look at how many elementary schools are in the area. Number 4 is unique to us. We try and open up in what we call Publix, P-U-B-L-I-X, Publix, that's our shopping area, groceries chain. Shopping centers. We find that opening up in a bigger strip center or in a shopping center that drives traffic for us is worth paying a little bit of extra rent instead of having to spend more money in marketing or more effort on some level. So we try and do that. Is that a deal breaker? No. If we find the perfect area in a little strip center that doesn't have an anchor tenant, that would be fine as well. But that's why I said that's number 4 on the list. The top first 3, real important. Number 4, important, but not specific. And then the next thing we'll do is we'll look actually for how many homes there are relative to how many apartments. And the reason we do that is although there's very nice apartments that can cost more than homes, as a whole, people in apartments are often more transient. They're moving, they may not be around, and they're renting. Now you can actually find out how many people are renting if you want. Some apartments are only for rent, some people actually can buy, but we want to make sure, because we want to know the people that are in our area are going to stay there. So if we were to find out 50% of a 3 mile radius people were renting, that might be a sign that we don't want to be in that area, just because we might not be able to get the commitment out of people that we asked for when people sign up. So again, all of the reasons I gave everybody should be able to do martial arts. Everybody should be able to have a place to train that's affordable. So I'm not suggesting that we wouldn't open up there or those people don't deserve martial arts. What I am suggesting is if I'm going to go spend a lot of money, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 to open up a second school, I want to hit all the check marks in the boxes that I know I'll be successful, and those are the 5 things we look at first.